NERDSoul.
Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing in StreetGeek and NERDSoul. That's right, movie reviews. We go. Well, you know what? This ain't even a movie. We just chilling. All right, we just chilling out, hanging. I'm glad y'all came through. Go on and hit that like, subscribe, share this to your mama, your sister, and your brother and your cousin too, cause it ain't just me. I got Gift in the house. What's up, man?
Yo, what's really good, y'all? It's nice to be back. It feels like it's been forever and a day, but it's always family when we get back together.
Believe that, believe that. And we got one half of the dynamic duo from the South. I give to you, Keith Cooper. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all will hear this also at www.blurtish.com. We had another review for you all, but the internet gods deleted that email, the podcast. So I'm here today to chat with my fellow review brothers and Gift. It's a bigger party now, and to wash away the pain as we discuss all this pain of Guardian Galaxy 3.
Yo, man, it's all good. I lost the podcast last week. Had to do it twice, so it's all good.
Hey,
You know what I'm
see,
saying?
y'all, if anybody know on this show knows, it's these two guys here.
Yeah, I did a podcast on a FGC podcast talking about King of Fighters. We recorded on Tuesday, then had to re-record it on Friday. So, yo, man, it happens. It happens. But I'm gonna throw this out because this is full spoilers, so y'all know. If y'all ain't here, pretend y'all seen it, or if y'all ain't seen it and y'all want to know nothing, it's time for y'all to go. But I'm gonna ask my man Gift first. You know what I'm saying? When the credits roll, when the movie finished, how you feeling about Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Yo, look, if you know me, I've been a big fan of Phase 4. I've had very little issues with it, and I have been like, we're good with the direction, need to be experimenting, but it's all good. But man, watching Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, all right, maybe the other movies haven't been as great as I previously did, because Guardians of the Galaxy just, oh my goodness, it was all the emotions, all the feels, all the drama, all the anxiety that I felt from Infinity War just all come back again.
Okay.
Loved it.
Okay. Keith, how you feeling about that Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
I am going to piggyback off of something Gift said, but you know what? I ain't even going to mention Endgame and Infinity War. I ain't going to say I don't care. I did love those. I'm just happy that it is an improvement over some of the garbage we got in Phase 4. I love some of Phase 4. The top of the top was pretty good. But Phase 5, I ain't really rock with Ant-Man like that. Y'all can hear my review. It was a little off for me. I feel better about it. I know everybody ain't a James Gunn fan, but James Gunn got the special effects right, or just had the way the pacing of it. It was a little long, but I felt good about it. I may not go back to the theater to watch it, but would I watch it again? Yes, I feel way better about it than the second half of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Minus some of the stuff we're going to talk about. Some of the practical effects are a little gross and a little triggering depending on how you feel one way or the other. But I am digging it. Nice story. Then we're gonna get into it. And it had a good touch that it did not have to worry about the multiverse. It did not have to worry about the snap. We didn't have to worry about none of that. We just went along for a weird sci-fi ride that has Marvel slapped on it.
All right. So, as the credits roll, and I looked at the screen, I could only think to myself and say, "Well done, James." Well done.
Okay. All right.
Well done. Oh, because James Gunn.
I know you're not it.
You know I'm not a James Gunn
You're
fan.
not a Gunn fan.
No.
I was ready for the worst.
Especially after that Suicide Squad movie he made, I was not feeling that.
Bruh.
I was not feeling that.
Well, I love the Suicide Squad.
Right?
I did. I thought that was way overhyped, but this, I was like, this is how you close their story. And
Yes.
I know a lot of people rag on Guardians 2, but I generally like Guardians 2. I think Guardians 2, for me, when it's time for, the turn to happen with Ego, I feel like they were like, all right, look, we got $2 of budget left, so let's just wrap it up. It
Yeah.
it seemed like all right, cool. Let's just fast forward.
They ain't spread the money out. They went ham like 3/4 of the movie. And I was like, huh?
Because I was getting like, okay, cool. All right, there's this father-son thing going on, and maybe he's reconnecting, and there's maybe something sneaky going on, and it's like, all right, he's bad. Fast forward. And I was like, we should have played this a little bit longer. But generally, Guardians 2, I'm okay with. For the most part, I'm pretty okay with. But Guardians 1, Guardians 2, and now 3, making me see the other two in a better light, this is a great way to close it. And a great way to close it with their emotions. And in a way where, yes, James still leans on music, I think harder than other people do, in a nostalgic way to kind of control your emotions. But I think it was done better in this movie than in the second one, and even a little bit better than the first one.
Can I even make a wild statement here? And this is, I guess, a little bit of a slang at a certain director. He shows Taika Waititi, if you're gonna do this style, this is how you do it right, and how it make it matter and feel good. Thor 4, like, this is it's like, when you're in a factory and you're making like widgets and gadgets, old accounting term, but one come out perfect, but the other one, oh God, stop the assembly line, hit the red button. That's what those two are. So.
Yeah, I'll say that yes, I feel very good about this. This is turning me around on Marvel, because after Phase 4, the roller coaster of good and bad that was in Phase 4 for me, I was not excited at all about Phase 5. I wasn't. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna make this statement. Then I'm gonna throw it to you guys. Now that I've gotten Quantumania and I've gotten this, I'm very prepped and excited for what we got coming. Are these the best movies I've ever seen in Marvel? No, but I think these are solid films and a very good start to, well, this is what these movies probably should have started Phase 4, but that's gone. I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling good again about Marvel. How are you feeling, about Marvel in general? Now, do you feel like we're on a more sturdy footing, or how you feel, Keith?
I feel, honestly, I am doing the year of no expectations. I came in with zero expectations for Guardian. I said, I like being Mark was like, do you want to see it? Like, do you want to see it? I forgot it was coming out. I was like, all right, let's go that Friday. Usually we go Thursday. So it's too long to go on a Thursday night. I said, let's go Friday. Let's get the earliest time we can after work. Shout out to the people who let me buy a children ticket at the machine, and oh boy, didn't care. We still cost $9, but we slipped in. And, it's like we just gonna go. And I fell asleep on Ant-Man. Did I fall asleep on this? I had like I say, everything felt same. I won't go as far. I think there still could be some problems. I guess the Marvels, I don't want to put stock in it because I don't know who. Well, Yaya DaCosta is doing it. They gotta keep if they can get the feeling of those special effects and the CGI to feel weighty like they did in this movie, I will probably feel better. It cannot feel like Ant-Man ever again.
Yeah, Ant-Man it did get very video gamey.
Yeah, they gotta get it to almost feel tactile, but I think Gunn know how to put in the tactile feeling with the CGI to make it work. So
okay.
I am optimistic. Unfortunately, I think we'll probably touch upon this. I think more people who are against Marvel and / Disney for whatever political purposes are still trying to bomb it to make it go away, and then you got the art snobs. So you got some factors out there, but we'll talk way about that later down the line.
Yeah. So, Gift, how you feeling about this coming phase? Now we got our first two projects. We got Quantumania. You know what I'm saying? We got now Guardians. Are you feeling solid about what we got coming next, or are you trepidatious? What's up?
So I always felt like going into this phase was going to be kind of the darkness against the light that was phase 4. So where everybody was like, you know, it's goofy, it's not taking itself seriously, it seems inconsistent, arguably. You know, I think phase 5 is the rectification of that. I think, you know, even whatever you felt with Quantumania, the ending of Quantumania at least created the setting for everything else. That I feel like it's starting the pacing where you question everything still has a haze, and it feels like you're finding yourself towards some ultimatum. So when we get in with Guardians, I mean, it hit those phases, and I feel like this movie, sort of like what Guardians of the Galaxy 1 did, will set the standard for late phase 5 and then the rest of phase 6, finding that heavy balance between the dramatic, the stakes, and then subsequently the little bits of humor. It'll be an absolute opposite of what Thor 4 was.
Honestly, I gotta piggyback and I gotta agree with that statement. I think this is going to be a heavy dose of medicine. I mean, and more so than just worry about the Marvels. I've said it. I think Marvel TV is going to knock it out the park, especially since they seem to go back to quality over quantity. I'm hyped for Secret Invasion. Like, to have this, and Secret Invasion might make me hyped for the lighter side of Fury, but we gonna get a lot of good Fury here. So at least it's relatable, because Fury can pull off the spy stuff and him being over sword. You know, he's still having Samuel Jackson there is like gives you a passing grade no matter what. Just because, you know, even if he ain't the biggest part in it, but his tone, even when he's goofy, even when he's serious as hell, because you're going to get serious as hell, Nick Fury. It's Secret Invasion.
Make an impact.
Because this is about to be his thing.
Right.
You know, he even says, look, ain't nobody, I got to do this myself. I was like, yeah. So they about to win me back. You know, if they lost me, they about to win me back anyway.
Have a brother hold it down.
So, you know, I'm optimistic. It's going to start going back in a good direction, because I am still wondering how they're going to pull off Secret Wars. That's kind of the big thing to go along with all these different things. That's going to be a while.
I am interested how this writers' strike is going to impact that, because because I think of it like this, because if we said COVID impacted most of phase 4 because nobody knew exactly what the ending of one was, so they could set up for the other, like we saw with WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. There was a little bit of a lack of a inconsistency in the direction of Wanda, but I mean, so people say. Again, she was reading the Darkhold, so she clearly was going to go crazy. But like, but that was a COVID issue. Now with the writer's block, it's not going to be so much about will everybody be able to get on the same page, but it's like, how many hands are going to be in the pockets? Are going to be in the story now, because after the writer's strike, it's going to be bigger writers' rooms. It's going to be trying to now streamline everybody's writing in the right way. They're still working, even though they've shut down Blade, they're still finishing up 2 of the projects during this time. So I'm curious if they are going to be able to maintain the flow, or even more so have a chance to recap and relook at everything and then change the scripts accordingly moving forward.
And shout out to Jason Reeves, because him and I are on the same page. We don't believe Blade is ever going to come out.
I think it's gonna come out.
It's definitely gonna come out.
I don't think we're ever gonna see that movie.
I don't know if it's gonna come out with old boy. I think the acting possibly can change, but I think we will have a Blade.
I feel like it's Mahershala Ali who's probably doing the one that's causing the most amount of changes. Probably you need to sit. He's pulling a better Edward Norton.
Oh no!
I am not. Look, I ain't mad at that brother for if he feel like it ain't worth his talent.
It ain't right. You know
it ain't right.
Because it ain't rough. It ain't right.
Because if you get you a Thor 4, once that's out there, it's out there. It's better for it not to be out there, as you see.
True that.
Hemsworth, lucky he's still young presenting and muscled up and good looking or whatever. If he wasn't and he drop a stink bomb like that, his career could have been a little bit down.
It's not a good look. But all right, so
extra rock about it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it real. The Rock, I'm gonna just say it flat out. This is my show. I say what I want. The Rock. The issue with the Rock's movie was not that the movie was so bad or the movie was terrible or whatever. People don't see the Rock as white, and
he's
people. And even though he's cast as
white,
kind of like this
racially
ambiguous man.
Yeah.
He's not seen as white. And there's a lot of people that did not like the movie because they did not like seeing him in that role, and also in a way where he's as powerful or going to be as powerful as Superman.
Right. I said the same thing to Mark. I said the same thing Mark said.
They like that.
I was gonna say, I think the bigger issue of that was the Superman of it more so than him being too powerful in that movie. Because
that's just it, though. You cannot be more powerful than Superman as Black Adam in like a DC continuity. It's not going. I ain't gonna say it can't work. People don't want it to work, and you do need to have your Superman. People give a damn about him.
Yes.
So, Rock got sacrificed. He got sacrificed
himself.
Because I mean, if we want to be for real, the Black Adam is one of the only DC movies that's a superhero movie where the superhero does superhero things instead of sitting around moping about being a superhero. He gets up. He gives you.
Zack Snyder's not in the game.
The dude gave you WWE for like a whole hour and a half. Like, now, of course, I love action. Now, other people pretend like they want something like deep, but then when they tell you their favorite comic book movies, you can rip those to shreds. So basically, they didn't like it because they don't see him as white.
I mean, I just didn't care because I'm tired of The Rock for a little bit myself. I like him. I do like him paired with Kevin Hart, but I'll watch it eventually. But I'm not shocked at what happens once Gunn got the announcement after the fact. And I know we're supposed to be talking about Guardians, but rabbit hole. I said this before. The timing of when they released Black Adam did The Rock no favors. No matter what you think about his acting or whatever, business wise, it's too close to Black Panther, and also the marketing and the fact that you knew that you let this man do all this talking, or maybe he didn't know, and then he was
they didn't tell him nothing.
I mean, the power play, he was like, hey, I'm gonna try to be the face of DC, yada yada. And they're like, all right, James Gunn's the boss, but David Zaslav, he's a whole nother story. But I mean, probably back to Guardians, some more positive.
More positive in the darkest way possible. Ironically,
before we give a shout out to Guardians, I want to go in and bring in another young gentleman. You guys know him. You love him. He is another part, the other half of the dynamic duo from the South. He'll be here shortly. Let's know him.
Mark.
You love him. Mark Dub, he's in the house. What's up, man? How you doing? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Come on through. Give us a little props, a little pounds. Give us a little love. Show us what it's like to be from the 225, if you will.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, Mark Dub, y'all. Mark Dub, what's up, man?
What's going on, y'all? Mark Dub, part man, part thug. Use my heart for what heart's made for. That's the love. Hey.
One question. Are you on your handset or something?
I am on the truth that is bleeding in the car.
He in the whip. So we got
you may want to take that whip off. You sound like you're coming in through a tunnel.
He got the computer love voice going on, but it's all good. He gonna get that fixed up.
Yeah,
but I did want to. I wanted to throw it to Gift real quick. Back to Guardians. Who in this movie is your favorite character and why?
Man, you know what? Honestly, I think I have been steadily appreciating, and I think it's really two people. It's number one is Nebula, because
okay.
I think her arc has been spectacular. Like, it's been very subtle, but it's been spectacular. But I think the person that's really actually gotten me the most tickled out of everybody has been Mantis, because from Ego to the Christmas special, and then what you got a little bit in Thor, and then like she was like the ultimate simp, and then has like completely turned into a complete badass. Like you forget how strong and powerful she is even before she starts doing her mind stuff on you. Like, the choreography they've given to her has been amazing, and I think the dynamic that she has with Drax has been something that it could have gotten very annoying very quickly, but I think because of her antsiness, it has always felt fresh to me, like a great dynamic duo, which I'm like really gonna miss. Like, I felt like that was one that needed to go, but between Nebula and Mantis, I think those two have been really, really interesting. Nebula, obviously, for the fact that she's somehow maintained her brutality while lowering her evil.
And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'll say it right now. I've been shipping Mantis and Drax for the longest time, and they did not pay that off for me. I'm not happy about that, but I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But I'm gonna throw it.
I want that Mantis Drax's love.
I'm gonna throw it to Keith real quick. Who's your favorite character in this movie and why?
Yo, man, I actually have. I'm kind of gonna piggyback again off of like both of y'all. I am too a Mantis and Drax shipper. I don't know what their name would be together. Is it just Max? I don't know. How that work out? But
maybe Max
or
Mantis the Destroyer,
or Mantis the Destroyer. Nebula too. And the best thing I did love that they kind of took Peter Quill out of being the motivation of the story. But Mantis and Drax and Nebula carried this story in all of those pieces. They did not let the story drop. When they had the ball, they never fumbled it. It's like playing a game of hot potato. They were killing their lines. Mm-hmm. Just like when Nebula did the thing where they like looked at her and Peter looked at each other. They like looked up and say, she's like, nah. And then when she was like, he's like, you do have pretty eyes. Yes, my dad gave me the darkest. Gave me the darkest set of eyes, and she can say it so deadpan. I'm like, it kills me every single time. And then you got the opposite in Mantis. They both play off the dummy of Drax. They both play off of his dumminess. So, and Mantis is like, I like you, you big dummy. But he's like, nah, I'm good. He's like, and then she just kind of sits there and she's playing pranks, and then her mannerisms to make the joke work. She's able to do the physical, the funny, the action, and then to get serious. Like, she's painting on all corners.
When she gave him the little statement to tell Peter, and she was like standing over like, all right, go. Like,
yeah, it's just like she has everything for like, she's like a little like she has the little sister vibes of just goofiness going on.
Yeah, and she definitely does.
She's like a live action slice of life anime character who with superpowers, and it's just funny to me. And Drax, just,
they finally gave Dave Bautista acting.
Bautista has surprised me, man. Like, Bautista has been. I liked him in Guardians 1, liked him in Guardians 2, and this finally kind of pays off his redemption from Thanos. And man, it warmed my heart, bro. It's just Drax probably is the close to the winner of this for me. And of course, Groot is a given. Groot is Groot, man. How can you don't like Groot? You know.
I like Groot more in this than I did in the Christmas special. Groot in the Christmas special gave me pure, unadulterated nightmares for a week. This one actually made me like root for him.
Well, to be fair, I told Mark this to not wear because I had no expectations. I did not watch I said it anyway. I said I wasn't gonna watch the Guardians Galaxy Christmas special. I was like, after Thor 4, I need a break.
I didn't watch it either. I still haven't seen it, but I'm gonna check it out. I can
go back now and watch it now that it's all done. Because if it was like, oh, this is too much, and it sucked. Oh my God, I've been rampant. So now I can go
that
back.
Thor 4, man, that was tough, man. That was
Thor
tough.
4 was putting a stink on
Man,
multiple.
it was tough, man.
Just took the energy out the room.
Multiple franchises. He almost killed multiple franchises for me. Luckily, Gunn's like, all right, Taika, I gotta save my franchise from your stink.
Yo, he killed that.
This.
And shouts out to Earth, Wind, and Fire, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had brother about to go to a cookout after the movie for a second. I was like, hold up.
Mark was out there singing it.
Yo, man, I was like, look, brother about to be chilling. But speaking of Mark Dub, your favorite character in this movie and why?
I like Drax. I like the big dumb guy. Kind of remind me of myself. And he kept hitting home. He just be so oblivious to stuff. Drax was like, first off, this is my brother Gift on here. I ain't talked to Gift in months. Yo,
I know, my brother. I miss you always.
So we bring homies together up in here.
Yeah, man. He's like the third
I'm not gonna use
unofficial
this
member of
opportunity.
Blurtish.
I'm not gonna use this opportunity to just be shooting the Shinola with my brother. We will do that later, but yeah, like, man, look, it was. I liked Drax. I feel like it was a good send off because Batista said, he's done with Drax. I think he said he was done with like some of the physicality of it, and I was like, dude, you a big pro wrestling dude, but he wants to be taken more seriously.
As an actor.
And he old, man. He ain't young no more. Like,
That's true.
Wrestlers,
Yeah,
man.
he ain't no spring chicken.
We talk about The Rock, but he learning from The Rock. He like, all right, your Rock mate. He like, I might act better, Rock. Let me get that Rock money.
Yeah.
He's a pretty decent actor, man. Cause what's the joint? What's Cabin in the Woods?
No,
the horror joint, the M. Night Shyamalan joint he did.
Or it was like knock at the door. I don't think it did.
Like Knock at the Cabin or something.
I don't think
Cabin
it
in the
did
Woods
well.
was the one with Hemsworth.
But can I say this? I love I was like, I won't watch this, but I'm intrigued as hell. Cause I'm like, what is Batista talking about? He had his glasses on. He was like smart.
Look,
smart.
He was like smart buff guy.
Don't knock.
I'm gonna give Dave some
Open the
love
door.
right here. I'm gonna give Dave some love right here because people always front, and this is usually the Hollywood types front like you have to be in some Oscar bait film to be accepted as an actor. You have to be in an Oscar bait film to be proven as an actor. Well, if doing a superhero movie is so easy, if it's so low class, if it's so cheesy, if it's so run-of-the-mill and average and mediocre, why have we seen top-tier actors stink it up in superhero films?
Mm-hmm.
I think playing the fish out of water, hyper literal, straight man in Drax is harder than people give him credit for.
Absolutely.
Bro, he
100%.
absolutely. He pulled off so much comedy
Bro.
by being deadpan and oblivious.
Let me
He
ask
was
this.
brilliant in that.
Like, I mean, he's
Brilliant.
basically
Dude.
playing the straight man, kind of like Egon and Ghostbusters.
What is
he's
probably the most
hyper
famous
literal.
line? One of the most famous lines in all three movies. Why is Gamora? Just
Yeah.
why is Gamora?
And he was
He's like-
serious too.
He was serious, like, and you hear, and that might have been one of the most meme things, other than "I'm your daddy" or "I'm Mary Poppins, boy," or something. But
Right.
And then of course, one of my favorite lines he ever said is, "Nothing goes overhead. This is my cat-like reflexes. I will catch it." And I'm like, oh wow! I was like, okay, so this is where we're going.
That was my
He
line.
meant that
I was
too.
waiting for you to finish so that you could so I can say that was my favorite line, and then
Oh.
you said it.
Yo,
It
he
seems
meant that
similar.
thing too when he said it. He was serious.
Oh, bro, he was so deadpan with it, like, bro.
But that's
Mike, absolutely right, bro. You got to show him love because he nailed Drax every
Doing
time.
a role like this, because I remember seeing the first Guardians, I was blown away. The second Guardians, I was cool into the end, and I was like, why are they rushing this? But
Yeah,
because I actually didn't mind finding out like the skulls and the then like see. I was like, oh snap! This kind of brings a mystery aspect. And they were like, fast forward. But Drax has been way dope ever since the beginning, and I think people don't realize how hard that is to do, that type of comedy. And Drax is a dope character, and Dave is a dope actor for that.
I will say
frankly,
this. The only issue that I had with Dave was because he was starting to, whenever he was starting to talk about this Guardians after, with not having James Gunn, I started feeling him going into that prototypical actor snobbiness of the superhero movies. And I'm like, bro, this is what made your career. Let's not forget where you came from. But the other half of it is, I will say this movie was the first time I think we got real depth. And I think the best scene that showed it was the scene whenever Nebula calls Drax dumb. And then Drax is like, wait, you think I'm dumb? And then Mantis touches him and is like, forget. And then that switch, I was like, okay, Dave, all right, you are truly being an actor. Because in all the other situations he's done, I don't feel like he's done a couple movies where he shows the moments of great acting, but it was like, I feel like he's starting to grasp emotional shift.
Can I just say something about that scene
definitely.
again? I just want to give some more love to Mantis on that scene, because as they both played dumb, but the things that was unsaid that Mantis did say was like, he's like, you do understand, like when she got tired of, she like, this man is actually probably one of the more caring people of us all, and I help him forget because we don't want to see him sad or whatever, because he is a energy boost to make us go, and he's able to blur out all that other stuff and the negativity, whereas a lot of us,
she said he's the only one of us that doesn't hate himself,
doesn't hate himself. And she said, she like, because you felt that, because Mantis was practically a slave. She didn't know her brother. She had to do all these terrible things for ego. She can manipulate people's minds, and she had to actually learn what kind of like good and bad is, and she kind of knew, but she was like a child. She was a servant, and she had to learn her freedom, and she's like, okay, I know all these things. So that's why I think she kind of actually do have an affinity for him, because he don't hate himself. And it's like, that's heavy. And when he flipped on, he's like, let's go. Yeah, she did it. And it's like, oh, damn, I get it. I get the relationship more of the respect and the love, or even if it's brotherly love between Mantis and Drax, and how this works. That signifies it more of what the Guardians are. The ragtag heart of it all.
And you know what? I'm gonna circle back to that in a second when after I break down my favorite character. All right, so this movie comes through. I think everyone gets their chance to shine. I really enjoy the moments everybody gets. My favorite character in this one, strangely, even though we don't really get to see everything that I think we could have seen, but I mean, I know some stuff probably gets cut and stuff like that. The High Evolutionary, actually,
fantastic.
In this weird kind of perfectionist, control heavy, unhinged. You see this guy like just straight going crazy. And shouts out to the actor. I don't know his name. I'm so sorry.
Chuck Moody.
Iwuji.
Iwuji.
There we go.
Yeah, I only know this because I looked it up the other day, and
shout out to Mark Dub.
He plays unhinged.
Coop and I were talking about it, and I was like, that brother has catapulted himself into the top 4 Marvel villains probably in one movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right up there with Thanos, Josh Brolin. I mean, Killmonger, Loki, and him.
Look, man, whenever you do genocide to that level, and is just I think this is the first villain where I didn't even care about understanding his position. I just hated him, but he wasn't evil for the sake of evil.
He's just a high evolutionary. He's crazy. Like, there's no understanding him.
But that's the thing.
No. I understood.
But that's the thing.
Okay, that sounds way more nefarious. I understood. He was a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And he had an insatiable desire for perfection. And when he didn't reach it, he just burned it all down and start over.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost like say if you're, now of course this is on a smaller scale, but say you're drawing something and you're like, you know what, this ain't coming out right. So you just crumple up the paper and start again. But in this case, he's using living beings.
Yeah.
But you see how crazy this is driving him. And it's like, yo, this guy, he can't let this go.
No.
And that was
it's going to be the death of him. Like, he won't let this go.
That's the best part about this villain. Because it's like, typically you would have this villain and they would just be evil for the sake of evil. It'd be like, even when they tried to portray the perfectionist, it would just be like, I just want perfection because perfection. But no, it's like, no, this
drove him. It was his motivation. He's like, I must obtain this.
No, it's his dysmorphia. It's his version of like a body dysmorphia. It's a perceptive dysmorphia of the world his world he constantly has to do. Because it's not like, I don't even think he really wants perfection. He's just like, did you ever see that one American Dad episode where he's like, he worked out so much, but he kept thinking he was fat, and then they like showed him and he was like
skinny. Yeah,
that's high evolutionary with the evolutionary process.
The only problem,
especially that line about there being no God and stuff.
Yeah, he said
that was hard.
God, so I stepped in. I was like,
can I say something? And I said this on our lost pod. Rest in peace to our pod.
He said rest in
people. What I want to say about Chuck Woody, if I'm saying his name right, about this actor. You notice something? I think you didn't really see him in the room with many other people other than a few of his minions. That brother was doing the equivalent of AI, Kobe Bryant. He cleared the lane out. He called ISO, and he can fill a room up with his presence to make you feel it.
Hey,
was you when you say about these theater snobs, if they cannot give that man his presence, some love about that was theater.
Yeah, cool. You on point with that.
He was
absolute
monologuing.
That was absolute Shakespeare and all that good
stuff. He was in his mind as he was monologuing.
Like the room was empty. It was just
beautiful.
Him. It was the camera. Like put the camera on me.
Yo, he was talking to Rocket, so you know Rocket wasn't really there, but you couldn't tell.
He's like you. He's like, I created. What he said? I created you. I did this, and how did you?
Like, and you see him,
like, damn.
You see him basically going crazy over the fact that he can't figure it. And it's yo, he was on another level. I'm like, yo, the high evolutionary, even though he's crazy, he's giving all of the acting skills right now.
Can I say this real quick? It just popped my mind. I'm gonna say this right now. One of my favorite movies. If they redo this movie, it's a James Bond movie. I think you know where I'm going. Yaphet Kotto. If they ever redo that character, he's Mr. Big. He's that character right now. Sign him up for a Bond villain right now.
All right, got you. No problem. Got you on that one. Yes, definitely. Because high evolutionary, like even when you have Rocket when he was like the young version of Rocket. And he was like, we go to New Earth or something like that. He was like, you're not going.
It's gonna be destroyed. I just need your brain.
He got a snicker a little bit. He was like, he gave the high society snicker a little bit. He was like, I was like, he was like,
you're not
tickled.
Going.
He was tickled pink.
Yeah.
But
oh my God.
Yo, that guy was like almost to not only his detriment, but to those around him. And then when they decided to basically well, I guess you either pull a coup or a mutiny or whatever. He was like, what? I'll destroy you too.
Right?
And
Like,
You
I created
knew it was
these guys
coming.
too.
You knew she had the audacity to pull a.
Man.
I was like, that's the
Look.
one time I sided with him. I was like, hold on, baby, hold up. Yo, first of all, when you run around here calling your employer, sire, what the hell you think you better really get ready to run a coup? You turned around, zap. Keep clean up out here.
And see, we
Keep
don't
clean up out here.
even know. I don't even know where because they don't really explain where his power comes from, and I don't know about the comic version of him. I guess it's all technology based because once they started messing up the suit, it ain't seemed like he could do anything no more. But I know one thing. He turned around. He said, "Oh, I'm putting cases on all you."
He was like the gall.
He said, "Mother."
Man,
Y'all gonna be a
I
Pelican
love
Bay.
that scene so much because I was like, this was a time where finally someone proves to me why you're the boss. You're not the boss for the sake of being the boss. You know how many times that we get to see, like, there's that villain where you're just like, why is everybody following him? Like, why are they following? All they do is yell. Like, I mean, they're a little smart, but why doesn't it? No. High Evolutionary said, oh, bet. I see you. Let me show you what I really can do to you.
Should have pulled the trigger. You should have pulled the trigger.
Should have aimed for the head.
You waited, and you got the whole room of you.
Man,
Losers.
all of them was gone. You know what I'm saying? They
got-
look, taking L's from left to right.
You know what? And the crazy thing is, they know, dog. I can't work for nobody like the Joker, like the High Evolutionary. You know how his get down is.
Like he'll
yeah.
kill you for failure.
No, he gonna
Right.
burn the whole farm down, but he gonna survive. You know it.
He
I
was
can't
letting
work
y'all
with
stay
it.
around. He let y'all stay around through your failures. And you, like, first of all, I thought he was gonna kill her for questioning. He was like least nice enough to let you question and think. He wants you to think, but
Right.
oh no, it's like thinking is good, but you better do what I say.
Yeah, it's like you because
How
You
you
definitely saw every
intergalactic
time
Ike
you-
Turner?
oh
Oh
man.
wow. Oh,
But you
oh,
definitely
anyway.
saw they definitely second guessed themselves every time they said they were like, well, sire, maybe if you possibly could. They were always trying to always trying to put some sugar on it.
They was walking on the eggshells because he good and crazy, and it's so the craziest thing about the High Evolutionary is he is so wrapped up in what he does. He's created life, so he puts no value on life.
Right.
Nope.
That's like he don't care. Like, oh, you know, he is almost like him and Mr. Sinister are very similar. You know what? I didn't get it right this time. That's okay. We'll start over from scratch. We'll burn it all down. We'll get another one going. We'll create another.
Like, oh, they're talking. That's not a big deal. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
'cause,
talks.
like
Yes,
even on the point of like creating life or I guess maybe not creating life or modifying life or whatever, or creating intelligence, but still he's also creating whole planets.
Yeah.
He's just creating planets.
I mean, to think that he was the one that created the Sovereign is kind of wild to me. Like, they're so super annoying. And I'm so glad that the mother is dead. Oh my god.
It's
Aisha had to take an L.
I actually appreciate him being the creator. It's like when they was like, we're so perfect, we're so great. And they look like tan bed victims, like they're addicted to the tan bed. And old boy is like, but they're like, oh, I'm sorry, High Evolution. They're like, oh, and he hemmed them up like, hold up, shut your mouth up. Like, I let you talk, I let you have your little society, and it's just y'all left. And the people, and the people who defeated you is the goddamn person I'm looking for in the first place. Why you lucky you don't get vaporized right now? But it's so funny.
He had them shook. And it
When-
definitely showed the amount of power that he had in that moment. Because Aisha couldn't do nothing but beg for her life and her, I guess, quote, son's life. Like, it won't nothing that she could do. She was hurt. Now, let me change it over a little bit. Instead of favorite character, is there a standout scene for you, Mark Dub, when thinking about this film?
I think we all have.
You know what? The fight scene. The fight scene was a classic fight scene. Like they did that thing. They knew what they were doing with that. It came together real dope. Man, but like this is my favorite Guardians movie. There are a lot. I liked Adam Warlock, y'all. I told Coop. I was shocked that Will Poulter was able to like. I didn't think I was gonna like him. He nailed it.
I got my thoughts on him later, but
yeah, we'll talk about Adam in a second. But I feel you on that.
Like I really, we went in with low expectations. I really did because I ain't gonna lie, I was disappointed with the second one. The second one wasn't terrible. It had good moments, but I didn't like the ending and. But this one, oh no, they fed me that good, man.
All right, Gift, standout scene for you?
I mean, look, I'm follow up with one mark. That hallway, that corridor fight scene. I mean, that's the thing that makes Zack Snyder stay up at night because that's how you use slow motion correctly. All right, like,
are you sure you don't use slow motion to show random women singing at the beach?
Right. Singing into the water, smelling slow.
What are they doing? Like, just get in the water.
Right. That one, it was an articulate scene. Like, if you want to say, like, maybe one of the best fight scenes, especially one-shot fight scenes, is maybe the fight scene from Old Boys. I put this within like maybe a tier below that category because you could see everybody. The CGI was spectacular. Now I know where all the time is going because, you know, all the budget's been going to CGI for all these movies, but there's only been one movie that's been getting it on the time to be able to render everything. You know, you had it with the character. You could feel the personality of every choreography that was done, which I think is something that is very difficult to do. I think the only other Marvel property that has done that is maybe Daredevil, and it's still only a solo shot. To get 6 solid people fighting their style, seeing everything, one-shotting it, and you feel like every attack hits you in your soul. Like, whenever Drax is throwing the knives into the legs, I felt that in my leg. Like, hanging on there. Whenever you saw the tag team, I felt the tag team.
The tag teams were cool.
Bruh, I was just like, this is great. And then obviously Nebula with the creepiest but most effective, like, move with the unfolding of the body again, and it rendered so well. It rendered as a video editor, like, that was legit to me. It's probably easily that scene that gets me. The only other scene that probably gets me on the other side is whenever Peter and Groot jump the guy with the headpiece and drag him on the ground, and then he dies like that. Which I was like, man, Disney, you letting James Gunn be in his bag. Keep doing this.
Also, shouts out to the step up of Groot with all kinds of new. I was like, hold on. You ain't tell me you can have wings? Like, hold on, when you gonna tell me that?
Man, young Groot said, bet. I watch enough video games. I got options over here.
He was like, I got this. So Keith, standout scene for you?
So I got a couple. Of course, the hallway scene, y'all broke that down. I guess I want to break a little bit more because Gift stole the one that really got me before we even got to the hallway scene. The them throwing old boy out the window, and this is where I actually respect and start to like Quill again. And it was the dialogue. First of all, it was it felt like Point Break. It felt like they were flying out there. Groot was doing it. Groot was ready. Groot was like, I'm ready, boss. Whatever you got to do, say what you got to say to this punk. Because he messed up. He did some foul stuff. And old boy was like, what are you doing? He's like, we're going to die. And then Quill kind of looked around and he's like, only one of us is going to die. And then he grabbed him and pushed him down and went, like,
Yo, he like scrubbed him through the literal dirt.
if it wasn't Disney, his head would have been like, even though this was PG-13 and was bloodless, but it felt tactile because of how old boy sold it, or the doll or whatever. When the life went out of his face, he was like,
right?
"Ugh." And then
Crazy.
Quill just looked at him like, you had to get got, baby. Like you was going to die. I was always going to kill you. And Quill did. He just said it without saying it. But also before all that, open the effing door. That was funny. But I gotta go back to the big homie Drax with Nebula with the children. This is again Thor 4. Learn something.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use children, and then but also know a coherent story, but it pays off because we went on 3 movies with this guy, and when Nebula was just acting like a Nazi warlord, like shut up, children, shut up, and she was just like, he's like, hold up, he's like, you think I'm stupid, and he spoke her language, he calmed the children down, and then he did the little dance, like that's how you do stuff with kids with a big dumb lug. But he's like, because like Drax lost a daughter to a warlord, and he's like Nebula, he's like, Nella, chill out. He's like, I got this. He's like, because I am a dad, and this was something I lost. And yet he don't hate and yet somebody who could hate himself, who could be beating himself down, he don't. And he used that gift to spread it to these children, to help them in that perilous situation where a madman run around, everything exploding. And they were able to kind of like, that almost brought a tear to my eye. I was like, damn, we forgot. Like, that's the heart of it again, with him, Mantis, and Nebula. Like all 3 of them together won the acting war, I guess you could say. And Peter Quill won the war of do not cross Quill if you out of a building.
Did Quill actually feel like a leader for the first time in the 3 movies? Like you actually like. That scene whenever
because it's almost like the situation is leading him in the first 2 movies. This one, a situation happens, but he immediately is like, what's the plan? I got the process. We're going to go here. We're going to get this. We're going to do that. Like he definitely kind of stepped into his own in this one.
Grew up and stopped being a man baby is what he did.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to worry about his, I know he was pushing up on Gamora. I get it. Gamora was looking cute in her greenness, but I'm glad that they actually got that out. Shout out to, Gamora and them. Like, hey man, go deal with your family. Like, you got family. Go see them. Leave me alone, partner. So I gotta give a shout out to Chris doing his thing. Also shout out to him having a #1 and #2 movie in the theater.
Hey man, that man is racking up franchises like he's Will Smith, man. Chris Pratt and The Rock are going at it for most franchises.
Well, for me, one thing I really loved is we got to see a lot of the family kind of vibe and the family spat all throughout this, and them kind of like dealing with their issues, their baggage on the fly. Because, usually if Rocket was there, they probably wouldn't be able to do this. They'd be able to mask it with jokes and, but when a tragedy happens, it brings all that stuff. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know, think of all the random fights and arguments that happen whenever there's a funeral. You know what I'm saying? A whole, like that, it just brings up stuff. But the scene that stands out for me, we mentioned it earlier, when Mantis touches Drax and says, forget. There is a level of care and cruelty in that.
Yep.
But the cruelty is almost necessary because you love him so much. You know what I'm saying? It's like you care about him so much, so you don't want him to feel this pain, but it's still cruel because he, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't have a decision in this moment. You know what I'm saying? And then it also made me wonder, like, I wonder how many times she's done this to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you've done this multiple times to keep him the lovable Drax, are you doing it for him or are you doing it for you?
Oh, can I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
I would say she's doing it for him because I could see somebody who lost a child to Thanos. What if he was suicidal? What if he just said, "There's no purpose to this. I'm gonna kill you all," because he might can do to some degree. So I would still say it's up for her, but I think care for him to not let him get down on himself, because if he got down on himself, he's just gonna be a sad sack and a lump, and he's gonna get himself killed anyway.
Yeah, but that scene, maybe that scene or that situation with them, because that scene kind of gets broken up by another scene. They come back, but the whole thing down there with the forget and him being like, "You never asked me," what I'm saying? You just assume that I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying? You never asked me if I could speak to these children.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it was beautiful seeing him kind of come out and show that, hey, yes, I'm a hammer, but I'm not just a hammer.
Yeah, I have a humanity to me.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's so funny? Like what you just said is really how Batista is right now in life too. He's like, look, I'm a hammer, but I'm a very complex hammer.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And like, don't sleep on my skills. So we didn't just get the high evolutionary in this movie, you know what I'm saying? We got somebody else. We got a young man by the name of Adam. He's a warlock.
Mm-hmm.
He's gold. He's got slick back hair. I'm gonna throw it to Mark Dub. How are you feeling about Adam Warlock in this film?
Well, so you know what, bro? I read the original Infinity Gauntlet series. I was like a real big fan of Adam Warlock. When I heard that when I saw what they had done at the end of Guardians 2, I was like, oh my goodness, are they going to get Adam Warlock in here early enough to fight Thanos? Like, are they going to do Infinity Gauntlet? And then I saw that wasn't what they were going to do. I was like, dang, y'all kind of wasted Adam Warlock. But no, I enjoyed Adam Warlock in this capacity here, even though he was like a big blundering dummy.
Well, I mean, Aisha did say, "Yo, man, look, you took the cookies out the oven too early." You know what I'm saying? It's a little soft in the middle. They ain't ready yet.
I think it's one of those situations that they have to do this. They've done this with Thor. They did that with Captain Marvel. Whenever you get a character that's just literally OP, and like, if they have just a tiniest bit of common sense, there's nothing you can do to stop them. Like, I felt like he had to be the big dumb oaf, and then we're gonna have him have like an oaf off with Thor eventually. But actually have more.
Hopefully not.
Not a fight, just an oaf off. They're just gonna be stupid.
That's what I mean.
Together.
Like, hopefully not, because it's like I'm tired of Thor being stupid. I understand him being a fish out of water because he's not from Earth. You know what I'm saying? I get that part, but he's gotten progressively dumber.
Yeah,
and it's like
long enough. He should know better by now.
It's like, come on, man. I understand the fish out of water, misunderstandings. Those can be funny, but you've made him like just straight dumb.
They made him Joey from Friends.
Like it's just it's a little much for me. But I do like how he started, kind of growing, and we see him later in the post credits, like, hey, I'm kind of part of the team. They seem like everything's down, but he asked, like, he even asked Drax, like, why save me? Because of course he doesn't fully understand everything. He's just basically a weapon. Mm-hmm. So he's like, why would you save me? Because he's like, yeah, I tried to kill you. And you had the drop on me. And he's like, everyone deserves a second chance. And that's kind of all he needed, especially since he's lost his mother and lost his, I guess, original maker. So, he's kind of free now to do or be whoever he wants to be.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Say what?
I said to a certain degree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the advantage. That scene. I will put this: One of the biggest disadvantages that I have, and we'll probably get to it, that I have from this movie was that we didn't get a hard enough hit of a loss to make some of the back end scenes like hit the heaviest. Like that connection with Adam, I felt that would have been great if he was replacing somebody, but it didn't feel like he was replacing. It was just like, we're bringing in another fish out of water situation, as you said.
I'll just be honest. Shouts out to Will Poulter. I thought I was gonna hate him because he always play that douchebag teenager with the scrunch face. Because I didn't know he was British until they, before the movie was released a few months ago.
I'll be forgetting.
It's like, okay, cool. He gets to do his own accent, so it actually makes him sound more tolerable because he's good at playing a good dumb idiot teenager for the longest. And I think I got just enough of him. I do think it was kind of cool watching him fly in the air, kind of like a orange Superman when they zoomed up and you see all the lightning around him. But it's kind of like, it was played for. It's kind of like a gag the way he flies because it's like harking to that old superhero type of special effect. But he plays the part well. I just don't need I don't need a lot of him. I don't need to see him until they, I don't know, Secret Wars or something. I don't need to see him no time soon.
Dang,
good enough.
Said, I don't see him for a whole phase and a half.
He said, I'm good.
He's like, he's okay, but I don't know. Since there's not gonna be a Guardians 4, there's not gonna be any development of him unless they, somebody said, what if they make the Guardians like a TV show now or something? I would have believed that with Bob Chapek. Bob Iger, probably yeah, nope. These things gonna be right tight and gonna make this stock price go up. So that may not happen. So we may not. If you want more of him, you may not get him for a long time anyway.
I think we're gonna see him cross over in some other people's properties.
Because I figure
he could cross over right into Marvels. He could right into that thing.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
But I don't think
it'll be that early, but I do think we're going to see him again because I think now that you don't have any more Guardian gather up movies, it's going to pull what we did with Iron Man. They're going to be popping up, especially with all the space, especially whenever we do the Eternals again. I bet you for Eternals 2, he'll pop up.
Bruh. Please don't look. All right, let me put a stop. Look, hold up.
I knew it was
Mr. Iger. Mr. Iger. We don't need no more Eternals.
I think they already said they getting it though. I think we were getting it.
Yeah, they said we was getting Blade too. I don't believe that. Look, Mr. Iger.
We're getting Blade, man. We're getting Blade. He coming.
Look,
they just
take
gotta get the
Eternals.
Writers. They gotta pay writers.
And just forget it. All right.
We get that they have big hands. We got a big hand. Thank you for the big hand. And I know that's gonna be a
big hand
storyline
that almost nobody talks about.
But it's gonna come up in the Captain America movie with
NERDSoul. I was about to say it's not that almost nobody talks about it. Nobody has talked about it. It does not come up again. But it is Captain America.
Just the literal. The vibrations, the earthquakes, all that, come on,
the hurricanes, the freaking flooding that would have happened.
Yeah, come on, man.
Especially on Earth. It's just we
haven't mentioned anything about it. People just went on oh, it's all good. I guess, okay, maybe they can sell me on this. They can be like, hey, in this world, so many crazy things happen. They're just oh, it's a hand, all right. They ain't tripping.
I think it's gonna get mentioned in Secret Invasion as a throwaway line. Cause why not? Cause it's Nick Fury. He's coming back. Or you know what's crazy?
Oh yeah, we also saw a big head randomly looking at the Earth from space. Nobody. People was just oh snap.
I forgot at the end of that movie.
Man.
Yeah.
I've heard. I still haven't watched it. I'm not going to. I listened through you all and podcasts and how batshit crazy that it sounded and not good, and it didn't appeal to me to go want to see it. And
it wasn't batshit crazy. Just Chloe Zhou is not the right director for a movie like that.
Don't you understand? You need natural lighting and beauty gift.
Let's be honest. Chloe got exposed. She got exposed. Just like when you think there's a basketball or football player that's really great, and then they actually go up against a real defense, and then they don't score no points. You find out she got exposed. All right, she made her little art movie that she was able to do exactly like she needed to, with the exact amount of characters. When she was put into a situation where she had the money, she had the resources, the staff, the assistants, all that, she couldn't handle it. She couldn't make it in the pros. She got exposed.
Well, she's
Take
getting
your
a sequel.
butt back down to the indies. And I don't got no problem with that.
I wouldn't even say she got exposed yet.
To the G League.
She is a overpaid player who's about to get a second contract. Who will hate? Who more people will hate more, but they probably won't because of factors that I'm not going to say on this pod.
So what you saying is she's Kyle Kuzma?
Kyle Kuzma is not that. Kyle Kuzma actually can play.
All right, cool. You know what? I'll take that back. For all my Kuzma fans,
I'm gonna Ben Simmons.
No,
this was a true Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that hurt.
Ben Simmons.
I hit my shin when y'all said that.
It was good at first, and then it just did not last. Shout out to the camp. Shout out to Philadelphia. The folks from Philadelphia listen. I'm sorry if that.
Shout out to Joel Embiid out there. You know what
gave shivers down. Gave shivers down your spine about Ben Simmons when you had. Shout out to Brooklyn. It's y'all problem now. Yeah, don't come to the Lakers. Don't come to New Orleans.
Brooklyn know how to mess up an amazing team. They had a team, and then somebody got stupid trying to overdo things. And then everybody left, and now they looking dumb. But that's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing. I bet you he's selling 5 years. But anyway, but as far as just, I would rather have, and as much as I just kind of dumped on Adam Warlock, I ain't gonna say dumped on. I'm just like, I'm nonplussed. I'd rather an Adam Warlock movie than an Eternals 2 movie. And I said to Mark, I don't want an Adam Warlock movie. They better not do it. But if I had to pick, gun to my head, Adam Warlock movie.
Hey, look, I was about to say, cool. Will Poulter as Adam Warlock or Simu Liu in Shang-Chi 2.
Oh, it ain't Simu Liu problem. You know who I don't like in that movie.
I don't want to see Awkwafina's face at all.
I don't want to see her again. But
look, go on and recast everything Awkwafina's in with Ali Wong, and I'll show up. But as long as it's Awkwafina, I ain't paying a dime to see it.
Oh, wow.
Yo,
I heard.
Let's be honest. Let's keep it real for 2 seconds. I'm gonna jump on this and jump on this point and jump off. Would we expect any other community to go see the movies of people that disrespected their group? Would we? No.
No,
we wouldn't.
Nope.
Not at all.
We need to,
and you know what I mean by the communities. I know exactly. There's 2 communities I'm talking about, and y'all know good and well. Would we sit and be like, "Well, you should just see the movie anyway"?
It's at least 3 communities that would not ride with it.
No, they will be like
at least 2.5.
But then when we say, "Nah, I don't want to see it," then it's all something like, "Why? What's wrong? You should forgive." Nah, bro, I ain't forgiving. I ain't forgetting. I don't want to see no movie.
I tell my non-black friends and I explain why, and I understand if they never got stupid with me, but let's just say there's a lot of cap on those apps by certain people with loud and wrong voices. So hey, y'all go spend y'all money how y'all want. I can't make y'all do it. I'm probably right there with Mike. The trailer for
mark my words. I'm about to bootleg The Flash. Mark my words. I ain't paying for that.
Oh wow. You mean you're going to procure? You're not going to bootleg. He's just going to have another.
Nah, we take it back to the 90s.
Oh wow.
I'm about to bootleg that joint.
Oh wow.
I'm going to 42nd Street. Get my joint on DVD. You know what I'm saying? Roll back. I might buy a fake purse. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, be careful. You might just see a fiend running around in some red drawers talking about he the Flash.
Get you a bootleg Flash or Batman shirt from 1989. Get your old Batman shirt. I'm gonna lie.
Get your Batman shirt from Taco Bell from 1989. And because Taco Bell was endorsing the hell out of the Batman movie.
Quick aside. Shout out to Michael Keaton. This man got about to relive his Batman 1989 days, and then next year he's gonna have Beetlejuice too. Good lord, this man.
Hey, the 80s are returned.
You talk about getting money.
And one of the more terrifying villains in the Spider-Man trilogy, because when he had Peter in the backseat,
Ultra had him up.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, it's like
that was whenever we finally got somebody where we were like, you know what? I completely understand your motivations. I'm kind of with you with it. And
it's like I kind of get it.
Feel dangerous, but I get it.
Hey man,
yo, he was like, look, I respect what you did for my daughter, and that's great, man. But let me tell you one thing: get in my way again, I'll kill you. And like, homie pulled the gun up. Yo, homie was not. I was like, yo, he crazy.
Oh, hey,
you ain't see no quips on that one. You ain't hear no jokes. You ain't hear no jokes. He's like, yes, sir.
Peter's sphincter was so tight,
man. I'm about to squeeze out a diamond.
He was shook. He was shook. The cops was right there like, hey, I don't play, bro. You know I don't play.
I ain't messing with you.
I'll send you to the afterlife with my alter ego in the other role.
Right.
If you dancing down there. But yeah, man. Adam Warlock is cool, but yeah, like you say, Mike, you're right. And I'm gonna jump off of it, but yeah. Renfield, like I said on the other podcast, or if I said it somewhere, I might watch it because it's on Camp Vision, coming to you soon. $7 million flop as Aquafina is the second person in the lead. So y'all, if y'all understand, feel free to ask me off air or leave a comment, and we will happily explain to you. We will find it. Just the name alone, Aquafina alone, if you really think about it, is violation, and she ain't even dropping the stage name, but her name is Nora. But see, in her own show, she's Nora from Queens. Everywhere else, Aquafina.
Yeah, okay. We ain't playing those games over here. But I'm gonna throw it back to the big homie Mark Dub. Mr. Dub, we generally like this film, but I'm sure there's something that might be a little upsetting to you. Is there any part of this movie that you weren't feeling? You know what I'm saying? Something that was non-plus.
That is a great question. You know what? I can't think of anything. I thought it was a really good wrapping point for Guardians, for James Gunn. Like if you're gonna exit Marvel, this is how you do it. Like, okay. The last phase, there were a lot of disappointing movies. This one, it surpassed my expectations. I don't have a lot to complain about.
Okay,
I like it. It's a good wrapping up point for Bautista. Like he got to act. He got to act, and that's what he's been saying he wanted to do. He got to act, even though the truth is, like you said earlier, Mike, he's been acting the whole time.
Yeah, he's been killing it the whole time.
He's been acting. So, like, it pretty good movie, man. I gave it a rating. We'll talk about that when we do that. But yeah, it wasn't a perfect movie to me, but it was dang good. Very solid. I'll say one more thing. It made me feel like DCU might be in some pretty good hands. Like I love Henry Cavill and I love Gal Gadot, and I wasn't on board for them.
Wasn't on board, but he changed. This is big. Mark was not. Mark was like, I ain't feeling it, cool. I was like, I kind of like James Gunn. He's like, I don't care. They messed over our boy, messed over the real Superman, the true and everlasting Superman. But now that's how good this movie's done. Too. There's a lot of baggage out there in these genre streets.
These old shit out here.
So, Gift, is there anything that you could not stand in this film? Is there something that you was just like, man, I wish they didn't do this, or I wish they would have did that?
No, there's nothing that I didn't stand, but there was one point that I was disappointed, and I think the only thing I was really disappointed with is that they didn't kill off Drax. I felt like
Oh,
Batista
okay.
has said it so much he's not going to be there. He's not coming back. He's not going to come back if James Gunn's not there. We needed to have one more heavy hitter, and honestly, it was perfectly set up for Drax to go. He's completed his mission. Thanos is gone. He's avenged his wife and daughter. What we saw with Rocket going to the afterlife should have been Drax connecting with his family again in the afterlife. And so I felt like that was a real big loss. Like, let's not dangle it. Like, let Batista go, and let it be permanent.
All right. Keith?
A couple things, of course. Adam Warlock, I guess you can put him on either or. The little downside, but I explained already. A couple of scenes, minor things, or minor points that probably helped me bring it down. My rating we'll get to. Too long, 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's just when you hit 2 hours and 50 minutes. I know this was a wrapping up of a franchise. Feel like it could have been 2 or 2:10. Like I feel like something could have been like a little reduced. I did not care about was that Nathan Fillion and them dudes in the little funny suits. Funny, it was funny, but I feel like that's where they could have cut some of it. But I did like when Mantis played the prank on him, because again, Drax and Mantis killed that scene, and he could play. He was like, no, thank you, I'm okay. It's just funny. That was funny. What else I did not like? Just the music was absurdly loud. I don't mind the songs, but I feel like I wish they could play like how part one, the music kind of just didn't like get hammered over the head. It was just audio. I don't know if it was our theater, but it was loud. Like the song didn't just kicked in. It just
that's your boy James Gunn. James Gunn be leaning hard on that nostalgia music.
He had the music loud, cranked up to 20 as soon as the song played. It's like easy to it, bro. Like, but also just seeing Sylvester Stallone, because he was hating so much on Creed. I ain't really want to see him.
I forgot he is hating.
Just
you know what I'm saying? Don't never want a black man to shine.
On Creed. He's hating on the 97-year-old guy who took his product, and now he can't do nothing.
Either way, man, it's like, but he would not shut up. It's just like, we get it, but you know the deal. You know you did not own it. So therefore, when the dude who owns it got the rights, I guess you got the right to say what you want. Cool. I don't like it coming from Stallone and how it comes in with two, basically on. If you like Michael B. Jordan, man, show him love on his directorial debut. So I ain't really got to see whatever he is in this movie again. You can give me the ghost of Yondu any day.
That's right.
But it's
that's who the other person. I'm sorry, James Gunn's brother. I thought he did an incredible job. That was under what did you call it? Underdog.
I didn't even know that was his brother until after the movie.
Talking about Kraglin?
Yeah, Kraglin.
A little too much Kraglin, but yeah, I think I did remember that it's his brother. I like Kraglin, but just a little too much.
I wanted Kraglin to wrap it up. Yeah, I was like, bro, look, how long you been training this thing? Come on now, we can't keep doing the like you stabbing people joke. Like, come on now, like.
Yeah, like Kraglin, get it together, man. And the whole bad dog. I like Cosmo, but Kraglin and the dog, and it's like wrap this up a little bit.
I will say I kind of love Cosmo. I ain't gonna front.
I do like Cosmo. Like
I kind of love Cosmo.
Like that's an excellent dog. It's right. It's not a stand up. You are not a bad dog. You a great dog. Like you a powerful dog out here. Like you could crush Kraglin. And she just like, I just want to be liked. I could crush you like an ant.
She was like, take it back. The whole movie. And then the other people was like, man, just take it back. She won't let it go.
No.
Had a little bit of shots at the animals in heaven scene. I was like, all right, it's a little too much for me. Just like all right.
Oh, so you don't have no love?
I was tearing up. I'm not gonna front.
I got love, but I was just like, it's a little too much.
But that was his woman, man. That was, you know what I'm saying. You saw he got that little otter kiss in the, you know what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. So Rocky can't have no love. So Rocky can't have no girl. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. It was.
Look at you hating on romance.
It was head. I'm the guy who talks about romance anime on our other stuff. So I just feel sweet.
So cartoons can have romance, but animals can't.
I mean, look, man. I ain't no animal lover like that, but it was touching. Shout out to Rocket. I kind of felt like she was more like his mom at first. It kind of threw me off for a second, but I guess they animals, so you ain't gotta really You ain't gotta question it. But too much. I just like, it's like, all right, let's wrap this part up a little bit.
Oh, dang. Now, all right. So for me, there's two things that kind of annoyed me a little bit. And it goes to what Jason's been saying for a long time that I've started to agree with. All right. So when he's in the sort of like the in-between afterlife kind of thing with Lila, she's like, oh, there's a bigger purpose for you. There's a hand that guides the hand and stuff. And it's like, come on now. There ain't been nothing special about I mean, there has, but it ain't been like now you trying to make it seem like there's some kind of divine intervention, like God done put a mission on his life. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. But I also know Marvel likes to leave these little doors open. So when they change their mind, they could be like, oh yeah, Rocket was always super duper special. It's like, no, he wasn't. Y'all made this up because the movie got big and then y'all did.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because when we did that, or when they did that whole San Diego Comic-Con, and they were like the Multiversal saga, and I was like, bruh, ain't nothing in the Phase 4. Like, y'all ain't doing no multiverse. Y'all just saying this now.
Shout out to Jason Reed. Shout out to the great Jason Reed. We love him and all that. The spirit of Jason is here as jumped through Mike.
Let's keep it real. We are in the Multiversal saga, right? And the Multiversal saga has 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 phases. We're in the second of those 3 phases, and this is a movie that's supposed to be interconnecting things. And guess what? We get no hint, no reference, no nothing of a multiverse.
I think I told Mark this. I'm actually glad they did. I think I might have said it. I'm glad they didn't. Maybe you got a point.
I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't in the actual main movie. But in your post-credit scenes, look, I'm gonna keep it real. These movies cost too much, and we all spend way too much time watching them, spending money, taking out time to see it and stuff. I need my post-credit scenes to link the films the way you did in the beginning.
Okay, I'll give you that.
To link your stories and bring them along. The further Marvel has gone, the more throwaway these scenes have become.
The worst post-credit scenes ever.
See, now this is where I disagree with that, because I think.
All right, my brother, come on through.
Let's go. Hey, there was still whatever came to the first ones. Look, even with the connections, even whenever we're doing in the Infinity Stones saga, the Infinity Saga, you still had those post-credit scenes that were meant to connect movies of a sort, but didn't necessarily connect to the Infinity Saga, namely the Captain America movies, or what we got from at least 2 out of 3 of the Iron Man movies, because one was just bringing the Avengers, and then the other one was I forgot. Oh, it was just Iron Man's coming back. So like in this one, I would have hated that every single post-credit scene has to connect to the multiverse. Like for Guardians, like we just got Multiverse of Madness. We had just gotten No Way Home. We've now had a Quantum Mania. Like we had already seen the elements of that. But we were also.
Can I make a suggestion? Can I say something? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just finish. We also got to remember, this was also the sagas of splitting up the different versions of the universe. So your multiversal, your spatial, your celestial, your air, and then your ground ones. Not everything had to be multiversal. It'll come together eventually, but it didn't all have to be multiversal.
I still think one of the post-credit scenes should have lended to the larger universe as a whole. But I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I'll step off my high horse, but I feel like I pay a lot of money and eat cereal. I don't care.
Let me morph into Jason Reeves real quick. It was whack. It was terrible. Because I gotta agree a little bit. Like I would have rather seen Howard the Duck telling a joke or just playing cards or something goofy than hearing watching cereal. Like I can watch that on YouTube and then shout out to Heavy Spoilers, have them explain all this encyclopedia stuff that doesn't touch me because I'm not gonna. It's not gonna pay off for a couple of years if it does ever pay off. So cool. It was cool. Shout out to the sister who I guess that's Peter Quill's new grandma. You know, who opened the door. She like, I really live here. Like, you at the right place, boy. Come on.
Yeah, she like, come on in.
Come and get your plate. But that's where that was one of the negative points. I didn't mention it, but glad you for mentioning it. Worst post-credit scenes ever.
I didn't mind the first one. The first one, I'm like, cool, y'all got a new team. I see where y'all gonna go forward from here. You know, Rocket's the leader. Great. I get that one. That makes sense. Fine. But him eating cereal with his dad with a reference to the Christmas special, I don't care.
I don't care at all.
Or sorry, granddad. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't, and none of us can.
I do.
There was a lady behind me that said, "Really?"
That's how I was feeling. There was a guy, but I don't know what I was about to say about the guy. It's a cosmic movie. We got a lot of cosmic stuff coming up. That would have been a great opportunity to show us something scary.
Yo, if you're not going
show us another big hand. Show us the other hand.
The other hand. Or do like what you did at the end of Ant-Man. At least show us show us another reel from Loki coming up. Show us a reel coming up from one of your shows. If you want to use it as a real scissor reel, I'm fine with that. If you want to take up space, use it as a commercial.
Yeah.
It just hit me in a way where I'm sitting around like, are you for real right now?
I waited for that.
I was like, come on, man. And like I said, there was a lady behind me that said, really? And I was like,
people in our audience was like, man, I waited for this. One chick was like, I'm up here watching a man eat some goddamn cereal or something. She said, what she say, Mark? She said, and she let it be known. She was like, man.
And we gotta be real. They're the ones that say, hey, these post credit, and we see it all the time. Don't leave the post credits. You always see these memes. Oh, don't, if you leave in the post credits. Oh, and I'm like, for what?
We all know
what I'm gonna stay for ice cream and cake.
No, Chris Pratt.
We stayed for Philosophers in the Avengers.
I am not shocked that Chris Pratt will be back as Star-Lord for a whole lot of checks.
Yeah,
I am not shocked.
But if you would have did something to show maybe something that ties in with some scrolls, or something that ties in with maybe like another Kang, or something that ties in with whoever has the other wristband that Kamala doesn't have, all kinds of cosmic things that you can do.
You know what you could have did? This is what they could have did. If the script of Deadpool 2 or Deadpool 3, if that is true, you could have had them warping through look outside, just see Deadpool and Wolverine walk through a portal or something and walk through to keep through. Just something goofy to let you know that this is coming, if this is possible. I know that's asking for a lot.
Say, bro,
I forgot.
Too much money out here.
Remember another thread that they threw out there that we don't know if it's ever going to pay off? Remember the thread at the end of Shang-Chi where they were like, yo, these rings are calling out to something. We could have saw whatever those things are calling out to. But I think that's
where it goes to the Marvel on that one. I think that's some of this is set up. Some of that stuff is already getting set up and called out. So
that just was like they did all that just to have a nod to the Marvels.
But all I'm saying is, all of those things I mentioned are more important than Star-Lord with his granddad eating cereal.
Hey, that man's granddad most likely is a Skrull, because it doesn't actually make any sense for him to still be alive, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I think they just.
I mean,
he's like,
it's not like he's 200 years old.
He's 90.
But he's like, think about it. Quill.
He was 95.
It's possible.
80s.
Yeah, people with modern medicine, people are gonna live longer,
but they went through a snap. It's been like 40 years.
That means he got snapped and he got the youth regeneration.
Yeah, what if he got snapped? So that means that kind of saved him 5 years. So Grandpa could have got snapped, got brought back, You know what I'm
And
saying?
then, you know, he dating a sister now, so I mean, his life is better.
Gotta stay young.
You know what I'm saying?
His life better right now.
You know what I'm saying? He got a sister in his life, so his life is definitely good.
He got it.
You
He
know
got
what I'm
it
saying?
together. He got
Better
it together.
believe that. So,
Power of love, bro. I don't know, man.
Hey,
you know what I'm
she look like Chef Lena from Dookie Chase. So he might have him somebody cooking and blessing his life.
Man, look,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
got cooking,
Got
eating good.
You know what I'm saying? He got some good food, got some good love. He gonna live long. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
He gonna be
right.
all right.
You know, he getting red beans and rice on Mondays, man. He getting fried
You know what
chicken
I'm
on Sunday, bro.
Yo, he better believe that he living good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Out there
shrimp.
chilling.
Shrimp Creole on Thursday on Saturday or something. You know, get something. Feel
You know
the
what I'm
soul.
saying? He living good. You know what I'm saying? But that's probably the thing. And I'm glad I wasn't the only one, because you said people in your theater were feeling the same way. They were like, hold up, bruh. Hold up. I waited all this time. Because I'm thinking, okay, the first post credit, I'm like, cool, makes sense. We've already formed a new team, so we kind of know who we're going to see in the future. Makes sense. Thanks. Planning ahead. Thank you for that information. So the next one, all right, cool. What we going to get? We going to get something about Kang, or we going to get something about maybe the Marvels, or get something about, even get something, maybe a mutant in another multiverse, because it's the multiversal saga. Like, give us something. Give me a piece, or
Throw me a
just
freaking
tease me,
bone,
bruh.
This is where it would have been great for Deadpool and Wolverine. If that's even remotely true, that would have been a great time to just let them walk through.
This is why
Ryan Reynolds out there winning soccer matches and getting people regulated. He don't got time to be filming stuff outside.
Hey,
of
man, he
Deadpool.
filmed all them damn commercials for Chime. He can do bro, they filming stingers from their house for fun. For him and Wolverine, all right? I mean,
honestly, you could do one of those either green screens, or what's that new technology Star Wars is? It's like a reverse projection room, and it's like it looks mad real. But put Ryan in one of those as Deadpool, and we see an incursion happening on his Earth, and it's being collapsed into another world, i.e. our world. And then boom, there you go. Something. Anything is better than eating cereal.
Because I tell you this, if they had Wolverine and Deadpool pop up, I bet you the money will be a little bit better. It's a good movie, but it only made 114. And I think that's
people would have been like, bruh, you gotta see it.
Is that worldwide, or is that it might be the best?
Nah, that was domestic. It made 300 million worldwide.
Okay, so it might be okay.
So they doing good. So they doing all right. They doing all right.
Hey, I tell you this: if indeed they had it, hey, how many people showed? Okay, that's probably bad. Yeah. I was about to say, how many people showed up for Black Adam for that end scene? A lot, but not enough.
Even though they gave the secret out, they told you, they're like, oh, she's coming. And they just give their secret away because, well, they DC, they kind of got to get you in the door first.
Yeah. Even though we'll never see the promise of that scene, because I'm actually interested. Imagine Superman being like, seeing Black Adam and being like, I don't see you as a specific enemy, and Black Adam saying the same thing. Imagine whatever villain they would have to team up for. Yo, corner, give me that Goku and Vegeta, bro. Come on.
Lord have mercy,
but y'all don't know how to do nothing. Now, once again, I know you rolling your eyes, but the bottom line is, anime, just like Hollywood, is front loaded by big budget tentpole stuff. There's a lot of anime and a lot of manga that would not have been made if not for merch sales and DVD sales and stuff from Dragon Ball. Period. You know what I'm saying? Give props where props is due.
I mean, Dragon Ball, Naruto,
there are
Bleach,
so many people that have been introduced
One Piece
to anime due to Dragon Ball.
And so Naruto and One Piece and Bleach. I will give love to all the big three. They all kind of did their part.
I get you, but if we put out a survey right now, and I got love for Bleach, I got love for One Piece, but let's keep it real. If we put a survey out right now,
Dragon Ball is as big as anything. It's big. It's big.
Thank you.
I ain't never say it ain't big. Look, you're talking to the man who hated
possibly the biggest.
We'll come back to that on another show. But
Bruh,
I'll say this.
we actually might be able to pull up merch sales and stuff. We might
You talking about merch sales?
I'm talking about everything together. Not only introducing people, but also the merch sales. Bruh,
Question.
there's a whole bunch of people
I'm gonna
that
say
their
this.
first look was
Are
that
you
spiky haired.
Are you going to buy just in US or are you talking about Japan too? Because
I'm talking about US. Japan doesn't count. They're there. I'm talking about the market that we're in.
Okay. Well, if you're talking about the market we in,
If we're talking about US or North America, bruh, let's
I'll go ahead and say Dragon Ball.
Let's be real. I'm not talking about the people that's there. That would be like saying like, XYZ from Louisiana is the biggest. And you'd be like, oh, people that are in Louisiana, people out. And it's like, well, of course, the people in Louisiana, they already know. But the people outside of it, you know, they would have been introduced to XYZ that was the biggest first.
I guess so. I mean, yeah, it's probably easily in North America the biggest.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
but we'll look into that one day.
That joint, yo, you got to give it up to the grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It is the grandpa of North American anime love.
Yeah, that thing Dragon Ball was is the gateway drug to all anime, pretty much.
For a certain age,
of course. For a certain age, but then remember, due to that certain age, guess what? They now telling their kids and showing their kids anime because of that gateway drug.
I was gonna say everybody at least that's over the age of 28, I think it was a gateway, because all throughout the early 2000s that Toonami Dragon Ball Z was that opening gate.
Yep.
So
anyone say born in the 80s?
Well,
any of those millennials?
Oh, 100%. I mean, Sunday on Fox. Oh, 100%.
I mean, for me, it was Voltron. So
Yeah, but
for me, it was
the term
Voltron,
anime at that time wasn't really coined. So even though Transformers and Voltron were animes, technically,
Voltron would technically have been an anime.
I didn't
consider that anime.
They weren't really. We didn't know them as anime.
Yeah, they were just cartoons of the 80s style, of the early 90s, 80s styling.
But you did know it was different. I'm just saying, for me, it was just one of those things that got me in.
But you never called it anime. You never did.
The term
you did.
Anime. I'm saying the word wasn't coined until like 90 something, or late 80s or like 90s. But I didn't call it, But I'm just saying that, and kind of like Speed Racing. Like we talked about this on Animation, y'all. Y'all can listen to it.
Yeah.
we talked about a few episodes ago. I'm just saying, for me, Yeah.
I mean, I know you don't want to give it props because you don't like it.
I said, like, hold up.
You don't like Dragon Ball. I know.
Let me say this: even if something I don't like, if it is the biggest or the greatest or something the most selling, I have no problem saying it. Again, this is a man who rooted against Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever. I have no trouble saying that.
No, he's not. It's Ben Simmons.
Oh, good lord! Oh! You got
Ben
jokes,
Simmons. You
man.
gonna be alright. You know what I'm saying?
No,
you got money. You gonna
not
be
all right. He got money, but he need get therapy, young man.
It couldn't be Ben Simmons to create himself on 2K and give himself all of Michael Jordan's attributes.
Hey, he still hit bricks.
Wouldn't be the GOAT.
Oh, that's cold.
He still would take the shot.
Oh man! All right,
still gonna pass on the layup.
All right, so back to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Let's throw out some final thoughts, and I want to get a score. You know what I'm saying, from all the brothers up on here. I'm gonna throw it to Gift. Final thoughts, and where can they find you? Oh, and a score. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess from 1 to 10.
Okay. In terms of score, I put this one 8.9, 8.5. It's in my top 15 movies all time. So 8.7. I'll cut the middle on that one. The death scene prevents it from being in the 9.5, 10 range. The lack of a solid death scene.
Wow.
From a major character.
Grim Reaper.
But I see where you're coming from, though. I see where you're coming from with the death scene. We would have got a little
right?
bit more.
That would have made Issa's show even better. But it's again, you
No, you did. You know what, y'all got? Nah, I'll be like, oh boy, I got cases on all of y'all. I know you ain't bring that back. I know you didn't bring that back. Blurtish. Oh, I know you the hate on Kelly from Insecure that she should have died. I know you just did do this in my presence gift. After all this time, you ain't gonna let it go.
That dude time traveled to throw that hate. He threw a perfect spiral of hatred.
He threw it before he came into the building. He threw that issue before he came in the room.
He was a time traveling Aaron Rodgers.
I know. This is the only knock I have on Gift. Otherwise, a great human being and a man, but he will not let that go.
You gotta go.
You gonna grab a new Issa series. You gonna pick one character and gonna be like, oh, she need to go.
You gotta go.
You need to watch
hit heavy.
Hell's Paradise because then everybody gotta go. Because everybody's to satiate your
death. That is a
very
toll. Good point. Look, if
listen to us on Animation.
Like
I don't think nobody gonna make it out of that.
If you like to see people die on screen super violently, Paradise is the way to see. You like that was excessive.
Show teasing.
AKA Gabby Maru's Island.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
And you guys can find me over on Instagram, Twitter, the other social media, TikTok at Gift Time Rugby or at HBCU Rugby Classic. Man, we jump between the two.
Mark Dub, your final thoughts and your score, and where can they find you?
You know what? I said it earlier. Great wrapping point for James Gunn. His exit from Marvel, glorious one. Did a great job. Turn me around on what looking forward to what he's got going on with DC. Made me less of a hater. I gave the movie an 8.5 because I can't give it a 10. I can't give it I've seen 10, and this movie wasn't a 10 for me. I ain't give it a 9. The end scenes really, I was really disappointed with him eating the cereal. But,
That joint got me, bruh.
8.5. 8.5. Good movie, man. Great job, Bautista, Bradley, Raggedy Cooper. Tom Toss. I don't know how to say her last name, so I just said it the way I thought I should say it, and I hope I'm not offended wherever Tom Climtoff is. Clementine, it's getting worse. Excellent movie, man. Excellent movie. 8.5, strong 8.5. Like, to get up in the morning and drink coffee and pee smelly. It's a great movie.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Okay. I agree with Mark. It is a very strong 8.5. I mean, like, its morning breath is kicking. It got 3 a.m. stubble. It shaves with a straight razor. Type of strong 8.5. Final thoughts on it. I'm kind of going Miss Drax. Shout out to Batista on his future endeavors. If he can keep bringing that, I might, check him out, on the acting and stuff. Maybe he'll play more weird characters telling you not to knock at the cabin with glasses and saying weird cryptic stuff and it being creepy.
He's gonna be in Dune in a couple weeks, so.
Oh wow. Well, I ain't watched Dune 1, so y'all have that. But I'll see that maybe whenever on Camp Vision coming soon. But ultimately, I enjoyed it. It washed away the taste of Thor 4 and Ant-Man. It did, like. It probably would have, if those didn't fail, I probably would have got higher than that. I don't know. It's just a little negative you take off, but it's not bad. Like, it's something I'm saying to the audience. If you like Guardians 1, most of 2, go see 3. And nothing more higher than a movie, a good rating than me telling you to spend your money on it. I ain't no classically trained, reviewer or whatever. So if I'm telling you to spend your money on it, I think you will enjoy this movie. So, and you can find me at www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blurs.com for many of these type of podcasts with fellas wonderful like this. Friday, gonna be at Art Nights. Hot Art Cool Nights at French Truck. Art Night coming up June 3rd. Sale going on right now. Mississippi Comic Con coming up the end of June last week. And further out, I'll be with these wonderful gentlemen, minus Gift, because he's a hater of Kelly. He's not invited. At the Mid-City Microcon. First weekend in August 5th, August 6th. Me, NERDSoul, Mark, Gamma Ray. We're all going to be a panel. And shout out also to 8-Bit. Trapped in Anime will be joining us virtually. I think they're going to have a panel. I think 8-Bit of Fun will be the moderator of that. That's still in the works, but it looks like that's what's going to happen. So we're going to have some dope creators of diversity, real diversity out there for you.
All right, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Had Mark Dub come through, had Gift come through. You know what I'm saying? They gave their scores. Coop gave his score. I'm going to have to give this a 10 minus 1.5.
8.5. I feel you. That's how I kind of feel. I like that. You was a 10, but you didn't quite stick. You moved your foot when you hit.
You know what I'm saying? You gave me that milk. You gave me that cereal with the milk. You know what I'm saying?
Lay up. Good slip.
Yo, you gave me that cereal with the milk, man. But I will say, this is probably my favorite James Gunn movie. Well done. I'll agree with Mark Dub. This definitely makes me interested to see what he's going to do with the DC, roster. I still say I didn't see a lot of diversity in that lineup that he drew up. And when I say diversity, I'm talking about black people. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't see enough black people up on that joint. But I also know from looking at the cast of Guardians that this is what you gonna get. So with that said,
a lot of green aliens.
We gonna get some green. You ain't gonna get no brothers.
Right? Well, bring back Murr. I don't chuck with it. If you can do anything with this multiverse, bring the High Evolutionary back some type of way. Bring him back or something.
Well, we didn't see him die.
No, he's not dead. So
very much alive. I mean, he kind of went down with the ship, but you don't super know
Maybe
if he's dead.
Back with all of his weird armor for the comics. Kind of got that Kang head, where I think armor can move with his face a little bit. Bring back the weird gladiator armor with his evolve gun.
So, with that said, of course, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Hope y'all had a fun time. We had a fun time. We'll see y'all next time. Mark Dub, you know what I'm saying? Gift, Coop, all y'all, thank you for coming through. It's always cool hanging out with the fellas, you know what I'm saying? Talking some movies and stuff, and you know what I'm saying? Marvel, where y'all going? What y'all going to do? And y'all better not mess nothing up. All right, because y'all had y'all reconstruction years. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had that year where y'all missed the playoffs. All right. So now, you know what I'm saying? Y'all did y'all rebuilding. Now y'all coming back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say we back right now.
I think I get a phone call. It's Chloe Zhao. She want to talk to you, Mike.
Tell Chloe I said you can't even deliver coffee.
No, you know what?
Oh,
no,
wow,
no,
man.
you talk to Chloe Zhao because she got the resources. Let you quarterback that thing for her. She need a little help.
Yeah, I be like, look, man, just make it simple. It ain't gotta be all that. Like, just make it simple. These are superheroes. Give them someone super hard to fight, and then let them fight.
Let the High Evolutionary blow them all up. He said, "No more Eternals.
Yeah,
there are no Eternals."
Yeah, man. Then you had Icarus with like absolutely no chemistry with Sassy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, is that Say? No, Sassy. It's like, what again? What? Cersei. Oh, okay. You know what? Don't get me started. Look, one of the illest characters. They just left her in the ship. Then she get out. You know what I'm saying? Doing her flash skills. You know what I'm saying? They just left her in the ship. They was like, hey, look, just put your butt down.
See a Wong and what's her name? From She-Hulk, his girlfriend or lady friend, have several episodes on something before I even worry about Eternals. I'd rather fortify my mind 1,000,000 times before I turn.
Yo, look, let's just give me a series of what's the dude that was on WandaVision? You know what I'm saying? The dude from Fresh Off the Boat, the dad.
Yeah, the detective.
Yeah, give me him and the girl from Thor. Give me some episodes with them just doing wacky stuff. That's better than watching Eternals again.
Secret Invasion, right. let Jimmy pop up, man. I hope he pops up in Secret Invasion. Because don't he work for them now? Don't he work for S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that?
No, not yet.
I know he work. Does he work for the FBI? I know he had some kind of badge. Right. He worked for somebody. All right, look, ladies, he's got a job. All right, he's got a job. You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord.
he's got a good job. It's a blue collar job, but he's a good job. No, anyway, I ain't messing with y'all. We out until next time, until the next achievement, until the next post-credit scene, until the next bowl of cold milk. This is from us to y'all saying peace.
Hire Ali Wong.